Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are talking about creating a new project in Proteus, explaining the software interface, and building a basic circuit step by step, and finally, how to simulate the created project. Let's get started. Double click on the Proteus software, it will open. So here it shows Proteus Design Suite 8.4 and you can see there is a new project tab is there. Click on that new project tab. So waiting a second, it will load the project. Here you can see your project name here and your location for saving your project. So in my case that is C drive and desktop folder. So by clicking on the name my first circuit, so I am giving a name by first circuit, then click next. After clicking next, it opens another tab, that is, do you want to create a schematic or not? So yes, we want a schematic, so there are different sizes also available, but default is okay. Next, and it also asks, do you want to create PCB layout or not? If you want to create a PCB layout, below there are different sizes is there, but now we don't need any PCB layout, so we are going for next. And here firmware project, newer project, there should be any microcontroller is used or not. If you use it, click on firmware project. Now finished our project interface. Next, it automatically get into our schematic capture. In this schematic capture, you can see there are a bunch of different options available on the top, and you can see the side also it shows schematic capture, and below there are a bunch of tools. So in that top tool is an selection mode. So if you want to select components in your schematic capture, you can select by using this selection tool. Next one is component mode. So you can click on component mode and you can get your project by clicking on P, and it will open another tab. In that tab, type your component keyword and you can get your components in the default libraries. Next one is label. So if you want to give labels, for example, if you are connecting wire from one point to another point, so if you are giving a label that is a power line, you can use that. And this one is an terminal mode. In the terminal mode, you can use input, output, power, ground options. So you can use these options in the circuit. And below in that, it has also some features. In that, if you want to see the output in graphs, so this is a graph. Next is 2D geometry tools. You can use these tools and draw any 2D geometry rectangle, or you can use a circle to create your own 2D geometry objects. Okay, here we are building an LED flasher using 555 timer IC. So search the keyword 555 and you can get 555. Click OK. Next, click on another component, that is LED. So you can get a bunch of options, but below you have animated LED. So I am taking a green LED and a red LED. Then click OK. After that, I am using a resistors. So in my case, I'm using a 0.6 watt resistors. In the subsection, you can see there are options like 0.6 watts. So you can search resistor value, that is 100 ohms or 100 kilo ohms. Next, go for capacitors, and in that capacitors there are also different types. You can search high temperature radial capacitors, and these are autolytic capacitors. we want 10 microfarads 50-volt capacitor. Click OK. So we have all the components that are required for building this project. So clicking on the device, just place in schematic capture where you want, same as other components. So you just click on that. So I placed an LED here, and I'm going for another LED. I place it here. So I'm going for resistor. If you want to rotate your device, you can use plus or minus buttons in the keyboard. That is, plus is for clockwise and minus is for anti-clockwise direction. So if you want to rotate your components in schematic capture, just use plus or minus button on the keyboard. Okay, now we have placed another resistor and connected between 7th and 6th pin. In between we connected a resistor and we shorted 4th and 8th pins. Next, take the capacitor and placed here and connect between 2 and 1. So if your connection is wrong, so that is the wire connected from one point to another point is wrong. So you can right click on that wire and you can delete the wire. In my case, I connected the 555 timer in Astable multivibrator mode. In that mode, it goes up and down. It goes up and down like an sinusoidal wave. That is, it goes on state and comes to off state, and again it goes on state. After the time duration, it will come to off state, and again some duration it will goes to on state. So this continues. So here number 3 is the output from the 555. They connected in between the LEDs. When the output is positive, below LED turns on, and the output is negative, the above LED turns on. So in this way this circuit works. So here is an option called, so you can use one resistor instead of searching for all resistors. You can just use one resistor and double click on the device. It will pop up a window. Here you can set the resistor value, same as for capacitors and some other components. So if you want a resistor in your circuit, just you can take one resistor, that is enough. But if you are using an SMD components, you want to take because they are different sizes, so keep in mind. Next, I'm connecting the power. This will provide a 5 volts to the supply, and the down I connected in ground. So before starting simulation, just save your project. So in my case, I'm using a DC source because the 5 volts is not enough, so I use a DC source. So I'm gonna delete the ground also, but if you delete the wire, it automatically comes an error. So I already told, if you disconnect the ground, the error comes. See, I'm changing the voltage, but still I can see there is an option saying the ground is not connected showing. In that case, I have to connect the ground. So you can change the value. Want a 12 volt input to a circuit, you can use 12 volt. So double click on the voltage source. Now I'm gonna save and start the simulation. So yeah, see, it's working fine. The LEDs are flashing one after another. As I said, the cycle goes on and off and on and off. If you are interested to do this project, I placed the project file link in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, press like, share and subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos.